I think, in art history, we distance ourselves from the real experience through the media of photography, for example. And through this distancing, as I would say a methodological approach, we have to come up with something else that bridges the gap to the monument. And this, what bridges it, is the ideological, or the narrative we put into place because we don't have the experience of the original artwork at all. And I have always a word for it, and this word is re-information. We re-inform our lack of information because we don't deal with the original work of art anymore. We only deal with the reproduction of the original work, and so we don't have stories about our own experience in front of it, and we come up with others. And here comes the context into play, because we compare through the medium of reproduction photography different kinds of artworks with each other. And in this comparison, or in this new context, we come up with new narratives, and these narratives are not at all constructed, or not at all, they don't come out of the object. They are constructed by us or by the art historians who deal with the different kinds of reproduction. It's always ideological, I would say. Every narrative you put into place has an ideological background, has to have one. You can analyze it through, I would say, getting to the bottom of the narrative. And I wouldn't say that is, I'm not interested to say this is like a right-wing ideology or this is a left-wing ideology. It's not about politics in the first place. It's about, the motivation behind, research, or, the problem people have with going to the original artwork. Yeah, methodological questions are behind this all, I think. Very good question. Interpictoriality, I would say, is like a key concept for art history, or also for art historical research. Because we have always to compare things with each other, and narratives or ideas come in comparing or in contrasting and in different techniques of, putting things together. But the 21st century, or the 20th century and 21st century, deals with it a little different, I would say. We are nowadays still in a postmodern era where, people not only do a comparison of works of art, but they start to do citations, they sample, they put things together, and it becomes more and more complex. You can't say this is like an interpictoriality that is easy. No, it's getting more and more complex, and this complexity we have to address, and I like to address it because, it's sometimes very smart and very intellectual, how people deal with, the whole culture of art in sampling it. And there are different examples. I would come up with some words like Jeff Koons, for example. That is an artist I really do like because he is coming up with all kinds of citations, and he makes fun of the history of art or he does a subversion of the history of art in a very clever way, I think.